Hi, welcome back to ABG Sundal Collier Investor Days and our next presentation with Odd Molly. My name is Victor Kruger. I'm an analyst here at ABG. And now we will have 20-minute presentation with the company. After that, I will conclude with a 5-minute Q&A with the company. So the stage is yours, management for Odd Molly.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for inviting us, Odd Molly, here to this presentation. With me here is myself, Patrick Tillman, Chairman of Odd Molly International, listed on Nasdaq Small Cap. And I also have the CEO, Jenny Högstedt Björk, with me, and the CFO, Johanna Palm. And we will both describe the fashion part of Odd Molly, but also in some more detail our fast-growing real estate segment. If we take next page, please. The strategic roadmap for us today is to build strong shareholder value through two main routes. One is where we're coming from, the fashion business, where we have worked very hard the last few years to adapt to the fast-changing market trends, and now fully focused on our digital channels, where we are one of the leading brands regarding web sales through our own web sales, and also successful in other multi-brand fashion digital channels. So we are well above 70% of total sales through digital channels today. We have also reduced the old legacy and focused and made our new investment in to build up leading competence, we think, in digital sales and digital marketing. We're also working to expand get use of our platform by adding additional brands where we can both market them successfully and also do that very cost efficiently. And what we have done during the autumn were, as a first start of that strategy, to relaunch Hunky Dory. We have also worked hard on simplify and take away different business line and focus on cost efficiency. And since 2018, we are roughly down 50% in underlying cost base. Then, to expand, we started during late last year to broaden the business to acquire real estate, and that was a logistic real estate in Kristianstad, owned by Ilija Bataljan. And the strategy, as we have more in detail showed the shareholders and the market during the autumn, is to build and with a clear goal to become a leading listed real estate company, focus on logistics and warehouses with strong tenants and long contracts. And we think that's a very good part of the real estate market to be in and create values. We have among our owners and also in the board a long experience of real estate market. And we think we can create good shareholder value. Many of the deals going to be off-market special situation where we could use the whole toolbox of balance sheet and so on. What we also announced in the 9-month report here is that we have initiated a strategic review and investigate the best future operational and legal structure for the fashion versus the real estate business. We are right now working on moving our fashion business to a daughter company, and we will look into and a possibility would be to split the operations into different legal entities going forward, but nothing is decided yet. And now I leave over for a quick review of the fashion business to Jenny, our CEO.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny Högstedt Björk, CEO of Odd Molly, and I'm going to present the fashion business of today. And our strategy is very simple today. We have clarified the strategy due to the changes in the market, and the whole industry has been facing a massive change during the past years. So our strategy today is to work with strong brands with a clear position in the higher price quality segment and a very distinct DNA, and also sustainability. That's crucial today, and our brands are sustainable in all aspects, with long-lasting products, responsible production, high level of sustainable materials, and minimal effects on the environment. And as Patrick already talked about, 100% focus on digital sales. We have been strong in digital sales for a long time for Odmolly, and now we are focusing even more there. So today we are 2 brands and a second-hand platform, but the plan is to add a few more brands to gain synergy effects and take advantage of the digital investments. Next slide. Yes, so Odmolly, I think most of you know about Odmolly. That is a brand that has a really unique style. The concept is about color, pattern, and handmade details. The garment, they have a bohemian and feminine styles, always with small, nice details. And the brand story of Odmolly is about Molly who dared to go her own way, and the brand mission is about making women believe in themselves and choose their own path. Next slide. And then we have, as Patrick also mentioned, Hunky Dory as a second brand. We start selling in end of August, so it's very new. We don't have full year sales this year for Hunky Dory. And Hunky Dory is about a very classic but cool style, exclusive quality products produced in a responsible way. The aim is to make iconic pieces that last for a very long time. It feels very right, even more right now, to have this kind of long-lasting icons. And next slide. We also have Used By, that is a second-hand platform. And we have a new CEO on board since beginning of November, and we are right now working out and making really exciting plans for development of the business model. Next slide. Yes, so during the past years, we have had really tough times, as many other clothing companies, where we have transformed from being a company with one lifestyle brand, Odmolly, with many categories, many own physical stores, a large sales organization with competence in traditional physical wholesale, into this new strategy that I just talked about. The transformation period has, of course, been very tough. We have had to make major organizational changes. We have closed down most of our stores, and we have stopped doing many of the more lifestyle categories like sports and shoes and home that has been very appreciated but not profitable enough. So today, as also Patrick mentioned, around 70% of our total sales are from digital channels, and moving into next year, our estimate is that will be between 80 and 90%. So it's a big focus on digital sales. And today, more than 50% of our total sales comes from own e-com, Odmolly.com and hunkydory.com. Both e-com sites are brand new, very modern. They were built this last year, so we had all new preconditions in mind, and that's great to have that going into 2021. We have also been early to start new digital channels like live video shopping and selling through social commerce, which is selling through influencers. That is both brand building and selling. And from first quarter 2021, we will start selling Odmolly and Hunky Dory through Zalando, which will be a great add-on to our other sales channels. In our business-to-business segment, which has been the main part, like in the beginning of, like in 2012 and 2013, but that part has been smaller and smaller, and today it's mainly digital customers there as well. But in this segment, we are also digitalization, have many projects in the digital area. We have a new site also for our business-to-business customers. And we have a lot of new digital inspirational sales material. And our aim is to copy what we do great in our business to consumer online channels, also for the business to business customers. And we think that now is really a good time to transform the more traditional wholesale customers into placing an order digitally when they can't come to a physical showroom and have physical meetings. And that gives us also an advantage. In total, we have cut around 50% of our fixed cost base during the last 2 years by doing all the changes I mentioned. And when we enter 2021, we are in many ways a new company ready for the new reality. Next slide. And this is just to illustrate the live video shopping that we have done since the second quarter this year. We use famous profiles like example Tina Nordström, and that has been very successful. And next slide is also just some example of the influencer collaborations we have done. It's a lot more than this, but this is just a feeling. And this slide is to show the shares between the different channels from 2012 to 2020. And 2020, it's not the full year. So when we summarize the year, it will be even more digital sales since we had some of our own stores open in the beginning of the year. So here you can see that more than like a big share is from digital sales, both own web and wholesale web. Yes, next slide. And the two last slides is just to show a feeling of the fashion part of the company today. Strong, sustainable brands with a clear DNA and a very digital business model. Now I leave the word to Patrick again. Thank you.
Yes, a run through of the real estate segment. Next page, please. Today, as I started, we are on our way to build shareholder value by continue to expand our portfolio, focusing on logistic and warehouses and good locations for those kind of real estate around Sweden. And today, with the announced transactions so far, we have 14 real estates with a market value of around 900 million. It consists of 119,000 square meters of rentable area and a development area in Vaggeryd, just south of Jönköping, where we are planning up to 250,000 square meters of the land area is 250,000 square meters. We have total rental income of 62 million pro forma and a net operating income of 53 million. The direct yield based on market values are 6.3, and we have a remaining contract length of just below 7 years. Balance sheet wise, with ongoing announced transactions, including the right issue that is ongoing, we will end up with a shareholders' equity of around 490 million. And we have added a cash of direct cash issue to a larger insurance company of 42 million. And we have the fully guaranteed right issue to existing shareholders of 110 million that the subscription period is ongoing at 12 krona per share. Next page, please. As I started to mention, we started off the real estate part by acquiring a larger modern logistic building in Kristianstad of around 16,000 square meters, where we now, as a first next step, are building a new building of 2,500 square meters. All areas are rented for another 11 years. We then in August this year acquired first four buildings in Småland. Was in Jönköping, Ljungby and Vaggeryd for around 140 million. And then just a couple of days later we announced acquisition of one modern logistic building in Borås and one in Trollhättan, where is the headquarters for Gymgrossisten owned by Orkla. We can look at this. Sorry, here stop here, please. Yes. So in October, then what that is ongoing right now is the transaction totaling 354 million for the additional very nice and good buildings in Borås and the land and development area in Vaggeryd with the real estate attached to that of roughly 140 million. And as a part of these transactions, we are also issuing shares to the shareholders, the owners of these real estates, 6.7 million new shares at the share price agreed upon of 14 krona per share. Take next page, please. Here is the pro forma income statement as it looks right now. We mentioned most of the figures, so 190,000 square meters, rental income of 62 million and net operating income of 53 million. EBITDA roughly 37 million. Next page, please. This page shows, which we also announced, presented in the prospectus that was out a couple of weeks ago, the pro forma balance sheet after the transactions now are closed in mid-December. Total balance sheet increasing to just below 1 billion Swedish krona, of which shareholders' equity of 484, with the equity ratio down of 49%, showing very strong balance sheet. Yes. And this includes the land area to book value, to the acquisition value, where we believe there is over time will be a huge surplus value if we can develop this in the right way that we plan to over time. Thank you. Next page. A short of the right issue. It's one new share on 6 existing, 12 krona. Will be 110 million krona in right issue, and it's fully secured by commitments from the larger shareholders, and also next page, please. So ongoing now is the subscription period ending 8th of December, and we are planning to go out with the outcome, which of course will be fully subscribed around the 11th, 12th of December. And then we will close the acquisition in Borås and Vaggeryd in mid-December. Next page, please. Shareholder-wise, this is pro forma, the right issue and the acquisitions we are closing in mid-December. Ilija Bataljan is the largest shareholders, just below 30% pro forma. We have Phoenix Insurance Group, a large international insurance company that will be just below 10%. We have Rutger Arnhult, which were up until recently at pro forma 7.5%. As announced in the market, he acquired some more shares, so he will end up pro forma at around just below 11% after that transaction. Trenäs Förvaltning is the Lasse Tagesson's family company, which will be around 5%. So these shareholders control around 50%, and among the other shareholders coming below this, it's a lot of good real estate competence, and we are very glad to have these experienced shareholders among us, and we will jointly among shareholder base develop the company going forward. I think I stop there. Take questions.
Great. Thank you so much for a good and interesting presentation. I'd like to start off with it's so much just going on with the transformation from a fashion company to a real estate company. I want to ask about the organization. You say you have slimmed it down around 50% down on your cost base, your fixed cost base. Would you like to tell us anything about your organizational changes, how they work now? Because to me, the fashion business and the real estate business are quite different.
Yeah. Yes. So when we talk about the reduction and simplify, it's the fashion business. We have changed and adopted to be a profitable fashion segment going forward on digital sales. Regarding the real estate business, we are building up that with new competences and experienced people. And it's an ongoing process, and of course that will grow in time. It's already the clear majority of the balance sheet, and will continue to grow. So we are that will be two separate operations where and run separately in terms of administration and employees.
Okay, great, thank you. And with this latest share issue that that's ongoing right now, how long do you expect that money to last? Is it?
We have a long pipeline of interesting deals. We take one at a time. Can't give a forecast of that, but we think that we have reached a plateau in size where we also can use other instruments available in the market. Everything we have already permitted in our rules that we can issue D shares or preference shares. We also think there is possibilities to do attractive partly bond programs going forward into 2021. So we think we can do a lot of interesting things, and but we will continue also to use the Odd Molly share in the part payments for deals if we think it's good for all shareholders. Yeah. So,
okay.
But we have a very strong. We wanted to build up a big cash pool now to be active and really be doing good transactions going forward.
That's great. Could you say anything about your guidance going forward in real estate? What metrics to look at, maybe in terms of number of buildings you want to have up in 2021, or if it's in square meters or however you measure it, but your guidance.
Yeah, I don't want to give a forecast. We haven't done that, and but I think what we can say is that we are aiming to become a leading real estate company in this segment we have chosen, which we think is very attractive, and are creating shareholder value. So we will continue to grow in a good controlled way. But I will not give figures where we are aiming. But we have just started, done this work for a couple of months.
Okay. Great. I think time is running up there. I thank you all three so much for joining us today, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.